just get down here so you can see me. I thought I'd do a follow-up video to the previous one that I did about the isometric holds for the lower back pain that I've been having and the hip pain. Just to recap, I had a total hip replacement on the right hip in August 2024, so we're looking at about, where are we here, June. We're just shy, 2 months shy, so 10 months ago. And prior to that, a year before, August 2023, I was diagnosed with lumbar spondylosis, which is degeneration of the discs in the lower back, the lumbar spine, which is something that most people live with. And a lot of people don't actually have symptoms. So I had a back flare-up, so quite acute back pain, about 6 weeks after my hip replacement, and then I had another one 3 weeks ago. I'm still recovering from it. It was the worst one I've had, and I honestly, the pain was intense. Sadly, I haven't been able to have access to any physiotherapy or physiotherapists since then, so I've been doing my own. I've been, I don't know, just doing experiments and stuff. I've been swimming at least once a week, sometimes twice a week, and the swimming is starting to improve. I'm starting to feel more comfortable in the water with breathing and everything. I was a little bit concerned, you know how when you breathe when you're doing front stroke, breathing to one side to twist the back, because I'd read about that. So actually what I've been doing is doing odd strokes for breathing, which is a bit weird to get used to, but breathing on one side and then breathing on the other side, so that you're not just putting the strain on the back, twisting on the back on the same side every time. The other thing I've been doing is little and often walking. I hit my step goal last month, which was great, so just over 5,000 steps a day, that's the average. There were days where I would have done less and days where I would have done more. And to be honest, I think I did 10,000 steps on Saturday and it was too much. I had to take a codeine after that. So back to the isometric holds on the wall. So I've been practicing, and I've been doing this every day, and it really is helping. And I want to show you a few things that I discovered. So that's actually quite a good angle. You can see exactly what I'm doing, and you can have a look in the mirror as well. So you are a bit of a distance away from the wall. You can't really see, but the ball can help with that. There is a bit of a distance there between my bum and the wall, and as you can see in the mirror, my knees are at 90 degrees, and I am actually just going to very conveniently use these lines on the wall so that I can tell that both of my heels are even, because of course since I've had the hip replacement, one leg is now very different to the other one, and I do find that I'm not very symmetrical. So in order to honour my back and try and keep the symmetry in my back, I am trying to keep myself symmetrical on the wall. So my feet are hip width apart and my knees are hip width apart as well. And the first thing I do, just like in the other video, is I push down with my feet. So this is activating the quads. That's these thigh muscles here, the front of the thigh. Also activating the hamstrings and the calves, and of course the glutes, the all important glutes, which are a fantastic resource that we can use walking around in the world. So I've now gotten that up to a hold of about 20 seconds, and I do that. I start off with a 10-second hold, then I do a 15-second hold with a sort of a 10-second hold in between. So I'm giving myself lots of rests, and believe me, this is boring. Rehab is not fun. I'd much rather be doing body pump, thank you very much, or body balance, or, you know, just like being outdoors and doing stuff physically. But this makes a huge difference. So if you're in the situation that I'm in and you're having to deal with chronic back pain and you've been given physio exercises, do them. What's going on in my body, as I said, total hip replacement, lumbar spondylosis, and I think the pain, just from all the investigations that I've done and where it is in my body, I think the pain that I've had in the most recent flare-up is my sacroiliac joint. So I'm thinking that there might be a bit of sacroiliac joint dysfunction. So if you suffer from any of those, I would say if you have been cleared past the chronic stage, give these a go. Isometric holds very safe. So pushing down with those feet against the wall, holding it, feeling all those muscles igniting. It's a lovely feeling, because of course I'd love to be doing leg presses in the gym, but unfortunately I cannot. And this is the next best thing, and this is what I was trying to emulate when I decided to do this. So you'll have noticed I have a big blue ball, and of course this is from the lovely Core Balance company, that British company that makes fitness equipment, and I have a mat from them and various other things in my studio from them as well. And this is a Pilates ball, so you do get the inflator with it, and you can inflate it as hard as you want to, and I like to have a bit of give in it so that I can squeeze it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze that ball between my thighs, and then I'm going to lift one leg up, so you can see in the mirror that the leg is up, and then I'm going to push down with this opposite leg. So this is going to work the inside thigh muscles, the adductors, both legs pushing evenly, but of course this left leg pushing down into the floor as well. So this is doing multiple things. It's igniting the glutes, but it's also igniting the glutes while you're pushing inwards. So yeah, that feels really good, that one. And without missing a beat and using the line on the wall to make sure I'm even, I'm going to swap legs nice and carefully, and then keep on pushing in the opposite direction. This is a new one that I decided to try today, and actually I can really feel it's working my adductors while working the opposite glute. So you can have a little play around with the pressure here. You can either just focus on pushing in, or you can focus on pushing in and pushing against the wall at the same time. And again, start slow, so do your 10 seconds, swap over to the other side. If you need to take a break, you can, and then swapping over to the other side, and then gradually starting to push down. It is incredible the amount of glute activation that you get in this position, particularly because you're pushing in as well. Good, I'm going to do one more on the other side. Nice. Swapping over, making sure I'm nicely aligned. And at the same time you can engage your core while you're down here. And push the back down against the floor. It's actually a rather satisfying feeling. But I like working my body, what can I say? Good, so I'm going to change equipment now and do a little bit of a change of tactics. So whereas with pushing the ball in, I was working the insides of my thighs, I'm now going to work the outsides of my thighs. This is going to go more into the glutes. And I've got a resistance band here. And this one, it's not a super light one. It's got quite a lot of tension on it, but it isn't the hardest one. And just a quick tip with resistance bands, once you get to the hardest one, you can start doubling up on them. So yes, you can make it as intense as you want to. And the other thing is that if you've got the super soft ones, they do tend to roll quite a lot. So I'm popping this resistance band just above my knees, so away from the tendons. And there is a bit of tension already with my feet on the wall, nicely lined up there. Good. And then I'm going to start by lifting one leg up and then bringing it out to the side, nice and slowly. And bring it back in again. Now this one, because of how slow it is, as I said, very, very boring. I tend to listen to podcasts while I'm doing this, but today I'm talking to you, so that's how I'm amusing myself while I'm doing this one. You can flex the foot as well, just to engage the back of the leg a little bit more. You can also push against the wall with the other leg. And of course, if you are rehabilitating after surgery or after a back flare-up or an injury, you do need to be doing this slowly and carefully so that you can listen to your body as you go. Good. So I'm going to do 2 more of those. So I don't want you to fall asleep. At least if you are doing this, you can follow along with me. So one of the other things I'd like to share with you with regards to my training is that I have been using creatine. So creatine is a supplement. We do actually create creatine ourselves in our own body. We do have creatine, and one of the best ways to create, I'm swapping legs now, one of the best ways to create creatine is to eat meat. That's how we make creatine in our own bodies, and creatine helps with cell regeneration, which then helps with energy production. So creatine helps to keep the mitochondria, which are the powerhouses of the cells, healthy. And so if you are rehabilitating or training in any shape or form, creatine is going to help you with recovery. There are some downsides to starting creatine. It can cause some gastric distress, so it can cause stomach pains and diarrhea and bloating when you first start using it. And I suffered a lot from that, so I just very gradually introduced it into my diet. So a quarter of a dose every day. And it took me about 2 months to introduce it to the point where I'm actually comfortable having a full dose. Lovely. So I'm going to swap over to the other side, just checking in with my lines here. So one of the other downsides to creatine is when you first start using it, your muscles will start to hold a lot of water, and you may, just through water retention, be heavier on the scales. You also might bulk up, so you might start to look a little bit bigger, and that's also because of the water retention. So there'll be this period once you are settled on creatine where you suddenly go, oh, I've put weight on, this is not good. But if you continue to do so, you can't just take the creatine on its own, you've got to do the resistance training as well to get the full benefits. It will help with creating muscle. because of the fact that it helps you with recovery. So of course sleep is a really important part of recovery as well. Good. I'm going to do one more of these and then I'm going to swap over to the other side. Yeah, I can really feel this working my glutes. Beautiful. I tell you what I've also noticed, and you know what, I've only been doing this for about 10 days, but I've noticed that my quads are starting to get tighter already. So I'm feeling the muscles that have been created in my upper legs, which I have to say is a really nice feeling, because I had started teaching and I had started going to the gym. This is before the big flare-up, and the going to gym was part of my rehab, but I was only managing to do it once or twice a week, and so as a result of that I was pushing quite heavy. Actually with rehab you want to be doing light and often, so little and often, which of course is not an easy thing to do when we all have busy lives. So again, I just thank my lucky stars for having this studio and having the time, having a lifestyle that gives me the time to be able to do these exercises. Now, I'm just going to show you something else we can do. We're going to work those same muscles. So this is the outer glutes, the glute medius. If you bring your feet together and then we open those knees out. So this is our classic clamshell, and then bring those knees together. Knees out and knees together. And again with this one, we can just do one side at a time. And this exercise is classically done laying on your side with this leg being up, but because of the issues I've had with my back, I'm actually really comfortable in this position because my lower back is supported. So there are always ways to support yourself. You just need to be a little bit creative. Good. So I'm going to do the other side. It's interesting because this side is a little bit weaker because I've got arthritis in this side as well. So actually this feels a lot easier on the right hand side, although I don't know that I've got the same range of motion. And when you're doing these clamshells, focus on smooth movement. Smooth movement, holding it right at the end and then coming back up again. And now I'm going to show you another way to do this. Again, using the wall, being a little bit more creative. Come up, and I'm going to put myself against the wall. So my right thigh is against the wall here. I'm going to keep pushing it against the wall. My back is supported, and now I can push my left leg out. So this almost helps you to get a little bit deeper into this clamshell, mainly because you're pushing the other leg against the wall. Good. And I can feel my glutes working. I think this is going to be the last week on the green one. I think I'm going to go up one next week because this is starting to feel quite easy, which is a good place to be. This means I'm starting to get stronger. There's a lot to be said for pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Good. And the only reason I've got this arm up here is because where else am I going to put it? Right up against the wall. Okay, good. I'm going to turn around so you can see from the other side, and I can do it on the other side as well. So watch out for plugs and things. I did kind of, this has got quite sharp edges and I hurt myself on it the other day, so watch out for plugs. Nice. So flush up against the wall on this side, and then this side we come out and back in again in a controlled manner. Slow, controlling that resistance band all the way down and all the way up. It's kind of like yin yoga. I need to have a story to tell you. Oh, lovely. Oh yes, the other thing is, so with regards to body balance, I'm not teaching body balance at the moment. I did try it the other day, but then I ended up back on the TENS machine. So I'm giving myself another couple of weeks to recover, and I'm hoping to get back to teaching my Wednesday body balance class soon, because I am missing it. I'm missing my people. So that feels really good. And I'm just going to do some cats and cows now to just stretch my back out. Oh, that feels nice actually. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, rounding through my back, having a little wiggle. And then inhaling up into that cow, which feels so much better actually. Exhaling into a cat. Inhaling into a cow. Oh, that feels really nice. It's nice to be able to move actually, because I haven't been able to move for a while. Let's do a down dog. So tuck those toes under, send the hips up to the ceiling, dive the head down between the elbows, push one heel and then the other one down, really push into those shoulders. Oh, that's nice. I feel like doing a vinyasa, so I'm going to come forwards, gently lower to my knees, tuck the elbows tight, lower down to the floor. Then come up into a baby cobra. Oh, that feels nice. Oh, and then come back up into a down dog. I love yoga. Yoga is my medicine. Nice. Right now I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. Thank you for watching my video. Please do add any questions, comments or feedback. You know, we're all learning. I don't know everything. I am trying stuff and then I'm sharing what I discover from the stuff that from out of necessity really, so out of the issues that I'm having, I'm trying things and then I'm sharing those things with you. So thank you for watching.